Hey everyone, Gretchen Wegner from the Anti-Boring Approach to Powerful Studying here. And I'm making this video at final exam time, or a few weeks before final exam time for many of you. And this is a time when students are just habitually overwhelmed, right? There is so much to do and you just feel like you're just going a little nutty, right? And you're exhausted from a year of school and you just need to get to summer vacation, gosh darn it. I feel the same way, even though I'm not a student anymore. And so I feel ya. And I actually feel ya partially because I have a really big project that I have to do that's kind of like a final exam. And I was so overwhelmed with it. I did the other day draw a picture of it all so that I kind of knew each of these boxes are things I have to look at. And this is my writing. I have to write some Facebook ads. I have to write some other things. So I know it's not what you're doing as a student, but still it's similar in that it's kind of like I'm writing this final paper. And I put aside some time today to work on this. Didn't take action. Futzed around on the computer, Facebook, all the other places that I spend time. And I was getting frustrated with myself. Not just frustrated, I would even say I was getting a little disgusted with myself. So I stood up. So I changed my physical position. And as I did that, I saw a piece of paper over on the corner of my coffee table right here. And I thought, oh, okay, maybe I could sketch something out. So tip number one here, if you are overwhelmed with a project, is to change your physical position. So the next thing that I did when I sat down is I got out a piece of paper. This used to be blank. And I started thinking through, like, clearly I'm overwhelmed. So what are some smaller chunks of tasks that I need to do? Like, just do Facebook ads. Like, that's like too overwhelming for me. So I wrote the word steps at the top of the page here. And then I started writing number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, etc. And I started breaking it down project by project within, it's like mini project by mini project. And I realized that the first thing I need to do is actually write a new version of my course called Study Cycle 101. And that's like writing a paper. Like, I'm going to have to type that out. And I thought, oh, that feels doable. I know how to do that. And then the next thing I need to do is open up a document that has all the old Facebook ads in it and read those through again. So that was my number 2 right here, is look at the Facebook ads. So I went through this and I started feeling much more confident about my work. So the next tips are to make a physical to-do list, right? I did that. And physical, like I made it on paper. For me, that helps rather than have it in the computer. And then I broke it down into doable chunks. Now, each of those chunks will take me about 3 hours to do, maybe even more. But that feels doable because I can block out a half day to work on each of those. So it helps me time manage a little bit. This last one I haven't talked about yet. I wrote go 4D, get out of the computer. So you can't see it right now, but I have a wall over there. Actually, maybe I'll try and show it to you. As right now you'll see there's my desk and there's the wall and my bicycle and like a painting that has the background done that I haven't finished yet. But what I'm going to actually do to get it out of the computer and into a multi-dimensional space is I'm going to actually start taping the plans up on that wall and mapping the whole project out so I can see how each part flows into the next part. And I made a plan and I wrote about that plan on these little arrows here. So that's where I started writing. Like, after I do the writing inside the computer, I want to summarize the structure of what I did on that wall so I can make sure that one thing flows into the next and flows into the next. So it's still going to be a lot of work, right? And the next thing I should do, which I haven't done yet, is actually put time for these chunks on my calendar, what I like to call calendarize. So I haven't done that yet, but I was hoping that it would be helpful for you to see somebody else's messy to-do list in real time. It's imperfect, but I hope it'll be useful, and to see a bunch of the tips that go along with it. You might need to do something like this for your final exams. How can you actually change your physical position when you're feeling overwhelmed? Like stand up, move to a different place. How can you make yourself a to-do list that breaks things down into doable chunks? And how can you go 4D? Do you have special blue tape that you can put up on the walls in your dorm room? Or is there a space in your family's hallway where you can tape things up as you make them, or tape up a plan, or maybe on the door to your bedroom or something like that? If you can get out of the cooped up space of the computer and into your environment for your planning, many of you will really find that helpful. So you can always ask any follow-up questions at Gretchen@GretchenWegner.com. And I'm sending you all tons of love as you get through final exams. If you're a student, or if you're a parent, or if you're a teacher, we all need the love right now. So take care, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.